All right, time to do the gameplay part of Cosmo Canyon. We're gonna go into the cave, wherever that is, and find out what happened to Nanaki's father, the coward. We can see Bugenhagen going. Good way for the game to tell you this is the right direction to be going. I think like cues where the game doesn't go and now go here are nice cues. You know, you want that kind of user interface. There was a video going around on Twitter of someone I'm online in very specific ways, so I'm not used to some cultures. I think his name was DSP. I looked up what it stands for. Anyways, he's like this popular streamer for some reason. I couldn't tell why. But he's playing the recent Zelda game, and he's so pissed that the game won't tell him what the answer to the puzzle is, like what to do. Like you're supposed to, it was a puzzle where there are a bunch of balls, and there was a pit with a pad on it, and you're supposed to get a bunch of the balls in the pit, and it was going back and forth between a woman playing, or I think a young woman, who was going like, "Oh, I'll build this thing that will push them all in. Yay, that was fun. I did it." And then him going, "I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I see these balls. I see this thing. What am I supposed to do? Why won't it tell me? What are we doing?" And apparently like some Sony press conference actively mentioned him as like we try to make games that he'll like, and this is such the lowest common denominator. It is such a bummer to hear stuff like that. You know, I think people like overdo the whole games nowadays hold your hand too much. I think some games there should be more hand holding, some games there should be less. If you like games with none, that's okay. If you like games with a lot, that's fine too. But you want there to be something that lets you like explore what's going on and walk into a room and not instantly know what it wants from you. I think the figuring out process should be part of it. Anyhow, Bugenhagen. Ho ho ho. Are we all set? Yeah. Ho ho ho. Shall we go? Good rhyme, Bugenhagen. What a great name, though. One of the great names of video games. I was recently saying, I think Boris is like the ultimate name. That name just says a lot to me. Boris. Just a powerful name. All right, come in, come in. I remember a friend of mine said he owed money to a guy named Boris and he was scared shitless, and that just felt so right, so correct for the name Boris. Hey, aren't you going with us, Grandpa? But Bugenhagen is one of those great names. What are you, crazy? It's dangerous in there. I told you that. You want an old man like me should go first? I'll be right behind you. Again, clearly not quite translated correctly. And we have a dungeon to do. So I'm going to do this dungeon for today, and then we're going to stop. This dungeon will have an important thing to find. We should all be very excited about a new materia we can build combinations with that may do useful things. Specifically, I guess I don't have much else to talk about, so why keep it a spoiler? Um, the added effect materia. So the elemental materia that we have put on Tifa, and she in general now, if we look at her, she combines elemental with wind and attack. It nicely tells you what element it's combined with. And because we have that combination, it makes all her attacks elemental, right? Of the wind element. Very few enemies resist wind, so wind is one of those better combinations. There's something up there. I believe that is the added effect materia, but we can't get to it yet. And ooh, there's actually something I want to pick up here, I think. I'm not sure. This seems like a lot of enemies. Let's take advantage of it. Hit them for significant damage. Maybe I should have gone for the back hits, but I am genuinely floored that I don't have any level 2 limit breaks yet. Really speaks to how differently I'm playing this game than I normally do. Poison's annoying. I do appreciate that in this game, status effects don't last past your turn. So yeah, Tifa does elemental damage, wind damage, that gives her a bonus for some enemies. Added effect combines not with the element of a move, but with like the status effect functions it has. This is a strange looking rock, break it open. So if you combine it with time in defense, then it will give you protection from things like slow and stop. Now, I think what we want is we want these to use Death Sentence on Cloud, because we'd like to learn the enemy skill Death Sentence. It's not that important, but would be nice. Definitely using the damage limit break in a short fight like this rather than one that gives a permanent speed boost. So if we combined it with time on defense, we could... that's not what we wanted them to use it on. Cloud's the one with enemy skill, I think. We could prevent getting hit with stop or slow status. If we put it on attack, we can do stop or slow to enemy units. Similarly, bio, our attacks could now poison. And if we look through the materia we have, I think it's usually pretty easy to figure out. So right now he only has elemental materia. But poison, you can see in yellow it says poison. And these ones say the element. Now, if we look at our other things, transform, I think you can do mini to enemies through added effect, though it doesn't say it, because it just says the elements. My bad. Time, you can slow enemies. And I think that's all we have access to the moment. Maybe we'll buy Mystify materia. You can also confuse enemies. That's kind of useful. Nothing in here. I'm going to be breaking all the rocks to see if there's items. Funny looking rock, break it open, we get a fight. So it's something else that I'm going to be looking to put as a combo. However, it can also protect you from certain statuses. And this is going to be our main use. I think it has some cool offensive uses. Later, the arguably best summon, second best summon in the game, is Hades, because Hades inflicts every status ailment possible. I should probably heal at some point. Man, they're really going at red. It's very rude. Wow, stop. Hades does every status element, basically, and if you combine it with added effect, but Hades is very late game to get. So if you combine it with with added effect, you can either have your attacks just do lots of status effects, or, perfect, we wanted that to hit Cloud, or you can have it prevent against basically all status effects. So that's nice. On the other hand, most enemies that are scary don't really do much status effecty in this game. It's not a game that really pushes that. And also your power is going to get high enough, you're probably not relying on status effects yourself. So I think it's a neat tool, but the game doesn't quite explore it as much as it deserves. That said, we are going to find a use for the added effect materia. It is one of the critical materia to the setup I think we're going to have fun doing. Have we done all our summons? We have done all our summons. Let's hit one of the other enemies to split up damage. Maybe we'll use Matra Magic. It's just so cheap for so much damage. Like, you're not running out of MP because you used Matra Magic too much. And it's just so powerful. Like, sure, Aqualung would kill all the enemies here. Aqualung's very powerful, but Aqualung's going to run us out of MP. We can use Matra Magic, like, what's this, 8 MP? And it's doing 200 a hit. Now, Aqualung is 34 MP and going to do like 700 a hit and just end the fight instantly. But we'll run out of MP. We can finish pretty easily with this 8 MP use. So I still don't want to spoil what my cover leveled up. That's very nice. What my big dreams are. But suffice to say, we're just going to use potions because we never use potions. My big dreams involve the added effect materia. So we have to get it here. Very important. We didn't go far enough down here. Odd-shaped rock, break it open, get the... Ooh, that opened the gate. Cool. We will do the last of the rocks, just in case. I don't think there's anything here, but the important thing is the added effect materia. That's really what we're looking for. I'm going to pause for just a moment. 1 sec. Just checking messages and rearranging the screen so I can see how long I've been going. So I get a sense of how to pause. All right. Probably should just use Matra Magic here. Yeah, Halt Whip's a little annoying, because now we lose Cloud's turn forever. And Cloud is a useful character. And Tifa's frozen. So maybe we should be looking to end this fight fast. So is there a summon that would be fun? Let's use Remu. We'll use a lot of MP. Yeah, so the other interesting thing in this dungeon is the boss. There's kind of I don't know if they how long they kept it up, but there's a streak of FF games where every undead enemy can be killed by a Phoenix down. Yeah, so Ramu cost more, I think, than Aqualung does, and does really good damage, but not as much. But the boss of this dungeon is undead, and thus is this game's you can kill it by using a Phoenix down on it. We will not be doing that. We'll be fighting it properly. But it is kind of cute that you can do that. We still have our question. Will we ever get a level 3 limit? Probably. Probably. Seems likely. And yeah. Our intended plan does use added effect. So this is, as I said, an important dungeon. Just going to mash this. And we have a kind of interesting boss at the end of it, just in that I remember the first time I played FF6, I was quite young. I got stuck so long in that I forget what city it's called, but there's a city where you have to run around as Locke and a couple other characters and like get the password to the returners. And as a kid, I was just like, this puzzle's too. I don't understand where I'm supposed to run. I feel like I've talked to everyone. I keep running back and forth. It never does anything. I don't remember what I was missing, but I got stuck there so long. That's one where I would have really appreciated some like you're an idiot kind of hand holding. Yeah, let's run out of potions. However, sadly, I did not receive said you're an idiot hand. I did actually because my cousin's boyfriend came over and was like, "Oh, I love this game." Now I never played any of the 3D ones, but I love FF6. He had a Super Nintendo, and yeah, I think he ended up doing it for me the first time I played that game. Anywho, uh, but FF6 I also got stuck for a bit, not as long because you can just level up, but on the ghost train, and that is FF6's enemy that can be easily defeated by throwing a Phoenix down. As I recall, the Phoenix downs miss here a lot. Like you're pretty unlikely, if I remember right, to just wipe it in one turn. And maybe a more efficient strategy is throw like an X potion. I'm not sure if that one shots it, but I think yeah, I think a Phoenix down will kill it if it hits, but it can miss. An X potion I think will also kill it. I think it will also do its full health, but won't miss. So maybe we'll do an X potion. I think that's right. Let's try it. Let's try it. It's not a very interesting boss. It makes these flames that kind of go into you and do some damage to your characters, and it's not. It is again FF7 having like every enemy kind of has some unique thing it does. Obviously, in most games, bosses do, but you know, in this, most enemies do. Ho ho ho! But we'll see if the X potion thing works. Maybe we'll try a Phoenix down and an X potion. Everyone hears a ghost of the Gi tribe killed in a certain battle. A certain battle? The vengeful spirit. That was really some solid Snake. He was you know, say the last few words of the sentence in a questioning voice is the classic Solid Snake. The vengeful spirits of the Gi didn't disappear and couldn't return to the life stream. We still have far to go. Ho, ho, ho. Alright? But the important thing is we don't miss the added effect materia. This is all I care about. Because we have plans. I say as I run the wrong way to get to it, but shh. Alright, we're gonna, per usual, our go-to strategy of hold down the attack button. We could even hold down the speed up button, but I think we don't need to commit to such things. We have cure on red too. Yeah, let's use red for some healing. And maybe someday we'll learn a new limit break. I really am so surprised that we don't have it yet. Maybe I just do a lot of grinding normally, or maybe I've just forgotten what the timing is. But I really feel I get it on that. There we go. Okay. On the bridge a while ago. we're gonna set a new limit break here. Blade Beam. And we will pretty quickly get the second one, because getting the second one is just using your limit break a bunch. So not something like getting the new level requires getting a bunch of kills, and kills take a while. But it would be sped up if we use Matra Magic more. There's definitely like good grind spots if you just want to get levels. Like I think if you go back to Junin, there's like a switch on the wall where guards will run at you, and it'll be like 4 kind of weak enemies, and you just spam some like Matra Magic, maybe Bolt All works or whatever, and you can just grab a lot of kills quickly if you want to level that up. Something like that. Could be wrong. We don't care about Tifa's limit, as I said. This is not part of our intent. It would be nice to level up Red. So Tifa has Death Sentence on her. Death Sentence is in 60 seconds of like game time you die. Incidentally, might be a bit of a spoiler, Death Sentence is part of our intended strategy. Ooh, fancy. We're giving hints. Alright, we got an Ether. I will still always pronounce it in my head Ether, because that's what I pronounced it as a kid. And you see that goo up there? This is the game wants you to walk across slowly. And as a kid, I did not understand that it was possible to not hold down the sprint button. Very sharp child here. I'm not sure if Tifa and Cloud are doing better damage than Red because I've upgraded their weapons more. That is it. And we're leveling up. Can I give any more hints? Nah. It's not like it's actually important. Is there anything over here? Don't think so. Okay. We go back the way we came, grab that added effect that I should have just grabbed the first time through. So we're going to let go of the sprint button. Then we won't slide across this, which will, I think, does damage to us if we do. And, or like spikes, I don't remember. The point is, you're supposed to walk across the goo or you slide. Let's get a little bonus damage in. Okay, what else can we talk about as we go through this kind of slow dungeon? That this early in the fight, before we've gotten in any attacks on them, there is genuinely a chance we won't finish the fight before time runs out. But I think it's unlikely. I bet we finish it. Make your bet. I'm going to say 16 seconds left. Official bet. The last number we see over Tifa's head is 16. And I'm just going to hold the attack button. No manipulating it. It sure looks like it's going to be faster than 16. Because one more attack should do it. Alright, that was a terrible prediction. Final number, 27. You probably won if you guessed. Okay, what else can we do? We're going to get the added effect materia. I'll probably put it on someone just so... Oops. I accidentally ran. See, can't help myself. We'll probably put it on someone so it starts getting some AP. There we go. Let's put it on Tifa. Long range is good. Chocobo lure. I don't do anything with throw. Never found like stuff I was excited to do with throw. So yeah, we'll start leveling up added effect. It doesn't really do anything. Like it has its effect either way, I think, whether it's mastered or not. It takes 100k to master, but I'm happy to. So we have to walk to get back to where we were. We'll just slide across. But I'm happy to just have it equipped and make sure I remember it and that it's attached to Tifa. What was I saying earlier? I was saying we were going to run away from fights. Ooh, but not this one. Because this one has a lot of enemies to kill. So let's use Aqualung. Let's have fun with this one. Please don't halt, Cloud. How much do you think it's going to do? I'll say 900. Ramu did like 650. 1200-ish. Aqualung is very powerful. May as well heal. Could use the high potion, but... we will fight a new enemy soon. As you can see, this cave leads to the back of Cosmo Canyon. It was unfortunate that the Gi were larger than us. If they attacked through here, we wouldn't have stood a chance. So why'd they end up here? Let's move on. The other thing about this part of the game, and this is, really common feature of RPGs, is much like Coral was kind of the Barrett story part, this is the... Let's do this one first. This is the Nanaki part of the game. And that means this part doesn't really connect to the broader story, which for me is, this is not the most interesting part of the game. Run. Gonna go back to following my dictum that I didn't remotely follow so far, of like, if we've seen an enemy before a few times, like, probably don't have to see it again. Alright, so that didn't help at all. Let's try number 2. And these spider webs lead to spider enemies. They're sort of... Is mini-boss fair? They can hit for a lot of damage. It's possible someone gets KO'd here. Like, if Cloud gets hit here, it's possible he goes down. But I feel like they can do about 600 on their best move. I'm gonna hold off. But now he's under that amount. So maybe I'll... Yep. They do about 500. Alright. So, as you can see, very powerful effect. We'll try to get the limit properly. We did. Mad skills. And that defeats the new enemy. We'll have to fight at least a couple more of those because every spider web will have one. What can we talk about today? I don't know. As this is happening, there's the very dumb story of the submarine. But maybe we shouldn't have talks about the Titanic submarine story. And that will be so out of date by the time this comes out. And if anything really horrible has happened there, I probably shouldn't get myself, like, on the record having said terrible things. So, pretend that never happened. What else? Halt Whip's very annoying. Is that going to freeze Cloud? That is going to freeze Cloud. Tifa is our only character that can't multi-hit, and now she's frozen too. Can't escape, because all your characters are dead, or frozen. Alright, Nanaki's back. But Nanaki does very minimal damage. Alright, we got Cloud back. Okay. Probably should have had them attack. This worked out. Okay, I forgot how long Stop lasted. I didn't want to... There's some games in the series where you can, like, have all your characters fallen asleep. Or actually, there's, in a Xenosaga 1, there's some enemies that just put you to sleep, and sometimes they're, like, the only enemies, and you just have to sit there for 20 minutes. If you really mess up and let them get ahead of you. Fairy Ring. What's that do? That seems like an accessory. I don't remember what that does. Protects against poison darkness. Well, that seems better than protects against poison, so we're going to do that. Now, we could go through... the other doors here, because there is an item we didn't get. But we'd have to fight another spider, and we already got the added effect materia. So how good can that item be? Probably not important. So we're just going to keep going. What a good Let's Player I am. Saving time. Alright, Rabbit Gouge. Yeah, good thing I healed. Oh, we can see a new limit break. So, Blade Beam does solid effect to a single target. Versus single target, it's probably worse than Clim Hazard. But It also does damage to all other enemies on the field. Like little beams come out from the one it hits and does maybe half the damage to each of those, maybe like a third or a quarter or something. But it ends up being like quite a nice crowd control move in a way that his other limits so far have not been. That was a bad time to use cover, buddy. So it's a pretty nice limit, I think. Ooh, Cloud is taking a beating, and maybe we'll see it again. Oh, oh, it does percentage. I forgot. It's not 500. It's percentage. That move can't kill you. I forgot. I must like not usually notice that because normally it's like, oh shit, it did like 600 damage. It almost killed me. It brought me down to the yellow because if it does, 75%, it's going to bring you down to the yellow. So you just freak out and feel you have to heal and remember it doing an enormous amount of damage. But don't remember it killing you for some reason. And that's because it does a percentage. The more you know. Right, we will grab this item. Turbo Ether. Nice item. We've almost reached the boss. This warrior went through the cave alone, all alone, fighting attackers one after another. Grandpa, that warrior. Oh, ho, ho, we're almost there. We have a kind of suspicion over who it might be. I feel bad I didn't get that chest on the right, but what are you gonna do? Be completionist? Nah. That's a nice face there. What is this? Grandpa, is he? After death, the ghosts of the Gi, like stagnant air. This can't be. Yeah, there's our undead boss of the game. So that's fun. We're gonna see, will a Phoenix down hit? Item Phoenix down and item X potion. Which do you want to bet on? Let's watch. All right. So you can attack them before they try to take over, and stuff happens. But cool, great animation, and they do damage, and it's clearly, yeah. There you go. You adjusted the camera. Very smart. Well done, game. Phoenix down. Will we get it? We did it. Easy boss. Easy game. So that has a chance to miss. I think X Potion doesn't, and I think X Potion will also one-shot it. But we did it. I normally don't do that, so I feel all excited. Thank you, Cloud. Because of you, we survived. Cloud did nothing. Cloud stood there while Tifa threw an item at it. You could have done that, Bugenhagen. Nanaki, you have grown strong, too. Oh, yeah? Now I know that it wasn't a mistake bringing you here. I like this scene after having beaten the boss in the least impressive way possible. Like, maybe it looks super impressive to him, right? Wow, they killed him in one attack, as, like, two of you stand in the way so he can't see that one of you, like, used a healing item on the boss. But, it seems rather unimpressive. Right over here. Can we get that green materia? We can. Gravity materia. So, gravity means you do time damage, like percentage damage. I think it's called gravity type. What did I just switch with? All. I don't want to switch with all. Really useful against some bosses. Because if a boss has enough life, then a move that does like an automatic percentage will just like automatically do 9,999, right? So this has uses against the like super bosses in the game because it's just, even if you like attach it to your weapon at all, it's gonna just max damage. So it's a nice tool. The warrior who fought against the Gi. He kept them from taking even one step into Cosmo Canyon. But he was never able to return to town. Look, Nanaki, look at your father, at that coward Seto, who won't even sign up for Triad Wars. Triad Wars might be done by the time this comes out. I love scheduling. It's great. Hi, Seto. I assumed when, in Triple Triad, when I first met the player named Seto, and immediately made him hate me by being really negative about Kobe Bryant, that he was based on this Seto, not on Yu-Gi-Oh. That's Seto. Seto continued to fight the Gi tribe here to protect this canyon, even after the Gi's poisonous arrows turned his body to stone. And the enemies here did use poison, consistency, and probably cast a much more effective stop on him. Even after they all ran away, Seto continued to protect us, and he continues to protect us even now, even now, even without signing up for Triad Wars. You thought that he was a coward and ran away, but he, alone, risked his life to protect Cosmo Canyon. That is your father, Seto. That, that is Seto. Did Mother know? Ho, ho, ho. She knew. The two of them made me promise to keep this cave shut. They asked me to seal it myself and not to tell a soul. They said we should forget about this cave. All right. Cloud, would you mind leaving the two of us alone? So, Red has to deal with a change in his beliefs about his father. I don't. Not my favorite part of the game. Nanaki, I want you to continue your journey with Cloud and the others. Sort of as we come across the continent, you hit the gold saucer, which is fun. And when we return to the gold saucer, that will be fun again. And then you get Gangaga, which is fine, quick town. And you get Coral, which you get a lot of Barret, and some of it doesn't quite work. Like, I don't think Dying quite works, but some of the Barret stuff I think really does, some doesn't. And then you get this part, and this is a little slow. But after this, I think we're going to start really hitting main story again in a way that I really like. Nanaki, I want you to continue your journey with Cloud and the others. Grandpa? And I also do think it's important to make sure you get a bunch of story for most of your characters fairly early so you can see where they go from it. But I like Nanaki, but he's not a character that's going to have significant progression. Cloud says they are trying to save the planet. Honestly, I don't think it can be done. For even if they stop every reactor on the planet, it's only going to postpone the inevitable. Even if they stop Sephiroth, everything will perish. This does ask us, what's the greatest threat? Shinra? Sephiroth? Or just kind of eventual demise of the planet? Or something else? You know, we have Rufus, we have Shinra as a whole, Scarlet, Heidegger, the other characters in Shinra. Unclear. But Nanaki, I've been thinking lately. I've been thinking if there was anything we could do as a part of the planet, something to help a planet already in misery. No matter what happens, isn't it important to try? Am I just wishing against fate? I am too old to do anything about it. Aw, you could have thrown the phoenix down. This year, I'll be 130. Ho, ho, ho. That is why, Nanaki, you must go with them, for my sake. Grandpa, I wanted to show you your real father before you left. I'm so glad that you came back while I was still alive to show you. Grandpa, don't talk like that. I don't want to think of life without Bugenhagen. Nor none of us do. Ho, ho, ho. Well, I've had a long life. Grandpa, you must live. I'll see to it. I'll see to what's happening to the planet, and I'll come back to tell you. Nanaki. I am Nanaki of Cosmo Canyon, the son of the coward, Seto. I'll come back a warrior true to that noble name, so please, Grandpa. Tears. He can hear through the petrification. That's Seto's. Seto. Seto. The father. Howl. More howls. Big drama. Big drama. And of course, you have to have the moon in the shot while you're howling. Like, what kind of idiot wouldn't animate the moon there? If you're going for that, like, Xenogar's Gears Graph theme, you'd, like, put the moon behind Seto. But I think I think maybe having them on different sides of the screen is the right choice. I'm not sure. Back to our bonfire. The buggy's fixed, so we can go now. If I just knew how to do the buggy glitch, we could have skipped this whole section, but that would have kind of killed the point of this. Shall we get going? So this is it, Piggy Man. That's just the way it goes. He came in handy at times. Alright, what's our new party without Piggy Man? Let's go Barrett, because Barrett's great. I think my first playthrough, my party was Cloud Tifa Eris, which I think is a lot of people's, actually. I think that's pretty conventional. It was either Cloud Tifa Eris or Cloud Barrett, and then one of those two. I was definitely between those three characters the first time I played. Alright, time to go. Wait for me, I'm coming too. Hmm? Ho, ho, ho. I'm just saying it in advance. Predicting. Oh, I was wrong. Cloud, please look after Nanaki. What happened? I think I grew up a little. That's what happened. And you know what someone does when they grow up? They sprint past you, like an adult. Let's see what Bugenhagen has to say. There we go. Ho, ho, ho. Come back whenever you need my knowledge. We will, actually. There's a lot of games where someone would say that and you never return there again. But we will. Still confused why my buggy moved so far. That felt like a glitch. Oh, we should put my proper party back. And I guess save and quit. I'm looking forward to the next few episodes, though. We're going to hit a whole bunch of things I'm enthused about. We're going to get some abilities and equipment that are relevant to my setup. We're going to go to places that are more story relevant. I am thoroughly excited for next time. Cheers.